Well, what's good, YouTube? It's officially year 2, and I got my first removal to do this spring. And as you already saw, got a hive and a water meter box here. It's a pretty common spot I see them in. Generally, it's a decent spot where they can have walls on either side, and they got one small entry point where they can keep parasites and stuff out. So it makes it a pretty ideal area for them to build a hive. But it's kind of 50-50. Some of these I've noticed they end up being decently diseased as well. If they get water in there and moisture and whatnot, they'll have some issues regarding that. But so right now, when I cracked it open initially yesterday, took a look inside of there, it was definitely an older hive. The comb in there was pretty dark, and the original reason why I even got called out here was there was actually a swarm up here on this fence column right here. And so by the time I got here, unfortunately, it was gone, but it was a very big one. So who knows if it came from this very water meter box here or somewhere else, but definitely by the age of that comb in there, there's a potential this could be a decent sized one. But that box was filled out when I lifted that lid up, so they look to be pretty well established, especially looking at the number of bees going in and out of this colony here. So going to dig her up, flip it over, and start removing them. Give a couple puffs there. The goal is to dig this box out so I can flip it upside down and work on it via that way. But yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but I'll crack it open here in a bit. But there's a ton of comb in there. They've been well established in this thing for a while. Found the entry point on the water line, so they're not very happy. Oh yeah. You see all the swarm cells in here, so that swarm from them yesterday. There's a good chance that was from them, but a couple fell out here. But we'll get it all cleaned up. So you can see here these big peanut looking cells. These are queen cells, and there's multiple of them. This time of the year, it's early spring right now here in central Texas, but they're swarming where when they outgrow the area they were in originally, the existing queen will throw a pheromone and take about half that colony with her to go form a new one, and that's how new beehives are made. But in the meantime, they'll raise a bunch of queens to replace her when she leaves, and so all these queens will come out and they'll actually fight each other. They'll sting each other to death till there's just one remaining. And then she becomes the new queen. She goes out and mates with the drone bees that comes back, and then she's a little queen and able to pick up where the old one left off. But it's pretty cool seeing how many there are. Some colonies, they don't make as many others, but this one is absolutely loaded with swarm cells all over the place. So. And as you can see here, it's the main part of the colony that didn't break off, but there are a ton of bees in here. You can see how dark that comb is. It's kind of exposed right there. They've been in this box for a couple years, is my guess. They're very well established, healthy colony too. I don't see any signs of them getting tore up by any hive beetles or anything like that. So that's the good news. And as a beekeeper coming across a well-established hive like that, it's an absolute gold mine. This means they've probably got good genetics. They've been established for a long time, meaning they're resilient, and based off of these combs here, they're very, very productive. Alright, so here's a cool example of the different types of bees in the colony. So what you're seeing here, these two pieces of comb, like this, so these are all what's called capped brood. And this is right before they come out as adult bees. They get capped over with a waxy cap so they can go through their metamorphosis and they come out as an adult. But during the springtime, we have what's called a lot of drone bees. And drone bees are the males that go out and their only job is to breed with virgin queens, and they travel out and they form these swarms roughly 150 feet up in the air, 100 feet, something like that. And that's where virgin queens that eventually come out the cell go and mate so they can lay fertilized eggs. But the cool thing here is, due to the male bees, so I can find one here. Roaming around to show you physically what they look like. But they're much bigger than the female workers. They're much bulkier. They kind of look like a fly almost. And so their brood in this form is much larger. So this is a good example of a cross section here. What we have here is a much longer brood. This is the drone bee brood. Alright, it's been probably like 30 minutes straight of vacuuming bees, and feels like I haven't really put a dent in them at all. There's so many bees packed in here, and there's still plenty left to do. So this is going to be a long one to vacuum. You probably wonder why in my videos I just have so many time lapses and just sped up versions of me vacuuming. Just try to put in perspective of how many hours go into just vacuuming bees up, because I mean, the goal is to get the majority of them, and to do that, that's how you get them in there. So it just takes a lot of time going in between each comb. And right now I'm just trying to knock their numbers down, so when I stick my hands in there and pull out that comb, I can grab it without crushing or potentially getting stung by as many bees as there were. So lots of vacuuming minutes and possibly hours up on deck here. So you can see I just pulled this first comb out here, and there's a little bit of capped over honey on this, but you can see the nectar and the other spaces around it, that real shiny liquid look and stuff. And then down there we see the shiny but has like a red hue to it. That is what's called bee bread, and it's a mixture of nectar and pollen, which is what they feed to their baby bees. And it's kind of their primary diet, but it's kind of a half and half. But pretty cool stuff seeing this laid out in these combs like this. Alright, got them vacuumed down a decent amount now, so I'm going to start cutting this comb out and see what I can frame up and whatnot. But they've been very nice so far, and we'll take that. Oh yeah, that's a big chunk there. It's all cap brood, larvae here in these cells, and then some pollen around the outside, and some more cap brood up top. But there's a hive beetle. See if that bee pulls it out. Oh, I did it. There we go. It's a big piece of brood. Both sides absolutely packed with cat brood. It's a really good chunk. I'm gonna try to get the whole thing out, but let's see what the confines of the space will allow me to do. Alright, well, that was the first queen. My guess is a good chance to see another one in here, just given the fact that they swarmed yesterday and there's a ton of swarm cells. But we will continue chipping away at it and see what comes up next. Follow bees. Turn the suction here. big truck framed up. It was meant to fit in that frame. Perfect. Alright, back at the bee yard. The new and improved bee yard. I had to move my bees over the winter. The property I kept them on beforehand sold, so had to relocate, but I found a good spot. So special thanks to those two who know who they are. So there's that, but get ready for the bee drop here. I went ahead, I know you saw in a video 5 frame what I was putting them into. Just given the size of that colony and how much, I kept a solid 4 frames, but I'm going to put them into a 8 frame because I think they're going to fill it out pretty quickly, especially with it being the springtime and the resources are abundant right now. So there's that, but got our first lady here. She's still hanging in there, so I'm going to do that, but some of y'all more experienced beekeepers are probably watching this going, why are you keeping her clipped when you got other swarm cells that haven't hatched up in there? Well, I'm just going to do that, keep her in there probably for the first 48 hours, and then let her out, and then I'm just going to let the old nature's way take its course, and whoever is the last one standing gets to rule over this colony. So that's how I'm going to play it out. But anyways, here's the bee drop. Here's our bucket of bees. There are a lot in there. Here, I'm going to stir them up real quick. Oh yeah. Very happy. That took about 3 hours overall, so it wasn't too bad. So the ones at the beginning, I guess, it didn't that long. But anyways, here we go. Yeah, that's a lot of bees. I don't know why the camera picks this up, but man, these bees. They definitely aren't happy. That's why we wear the suit.